Hey there, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, doing this the same day. I don't know if that review of In the Mouth of Madness, the audio is a bit wonky, but I'm so out of it, I don't care. I'll just upload it. I don't want to redo it. Again, still a bit under the weather. So I guess just doing something random where since I've been relaxing, not making much videos, what I've been watching in my free time. One quick little rant about the Lionheart Blu-ray. They sent a replacement disc, right, of the DVD and Blu-ray. The DVD audio was fine. The Blu-ray audio, where it had that flying sound, still there. Still there. So the replacement has the same fucked up audio. The same fucked up audio on the theatrical cut of Lionheart. A lot of people complain about an MVD. Like, oh, it wasn't us. It was something called the Replicator. So I guess some other group. I'm like, so wait a minute, you're the company. You're sending it to someone else? I didn't understand it. You didn't go ahead and ask MVD themselves on their face, but I didn't understand myself. I'm like, well, wait a minute, it's your product. You sent it to, who the hell did you send it to? Like, I don't know. All I know is the replacement is still fucked up. So I just have to wait for the replacement of the replacement. MVD, you need to get your shit together. Otherwise, I won't bother with any more of your fucking movies. I love this movie. I love the cover. I love the way it looks. The special features, full of features. The picture quality is great. It's cool that you have both cuts of the film. I gave like a mostly positive review when I reviewed this Blu-ray, but the one glaring flaw is the theatrical cut has this fucked up audio. You do replacements, and you still have fucked up audio. Someone needs to get in trouble. Fire, that's a bit of a stretch, but someone needs to get their shit together. You said a replacement, and the replacement is fucked up. Same fucked upness. Like this Blu-ray, there's no change. So it's a fucking coaster. So other than that, what I've been watching lately, I'll go through these. I had to start off with a rant. Why not? What I've been watching recently, this is getting pretty random. The More Brains Return of the Living Dead documentary. I'm just in the mood. The sad thing is, it's narrated by Brian Peck, who's a real fucking peckerhead. Because this pecker likes to go to little kids. Yes, he is a... He played one of the punks in the movie. He's the narrator of the film. He's going, oh, I'm a big horror fan. I'm like, you give horror fans a big bad name, you fucking... Of course, it makes sense. His character's name is Scuzz, because he is a Scuzz bucket. Fuckhead. So, part of me wishes they would redo this with a different narrator, because fuck this guy up his ass. Convicted, like, sexual predator for kids. So, that sucks. But other than that, it's a really good documentary. Very in-depth documentary on the making of Return of the Living Dead. And you even have features, a little look back on Return of the Living Dead Part 2, a little look back on Return of the Living Dead Part 3, film locations today, along with other stuff. So, Return of the Living Dead is a fun movie. One day I would like to. There's so many things I would like to do, but I don't really want to do a lot of it when I'm this under the weather. So, but I would like to do a zombie marathon one day. Then, just a few weeks ago, I watched the Jamie Kennedy Experiment again, which was a fun hidden camera show, candid camera mixed in with a little bit of sketch comedy, because Jamie Kennedy will put on these different disguises, but the people's reactions to what he's saying are real. So I watched a couple of the movies he starred in. Malibu's Most Wanted, which I believe I did see this in the theater, because this was 2003. I pretty much saw almost every movie at the theater in 2003. And I thought this was an entertaining movie. It's based on a character he did on the Jamie Kennedy Experiment. You have Taye Diggs, Anthony Anderson, Blair Underwood, Regina Hall, Ryan O'Neal, Terry Crews has an appearance in this. Yeah, I thought this was an entertaining movie. Fun flick. And then he did another movie called Kicking It Old School. I mean, the plot of Malibu's Most Wanted is that he's a kid who grew up with rich parents, Ryan O'Neal, and then the mom is actually Bo Derek from 10, a Tommy Boy, and he has this persona, and they're like, yeah, I don't know about this persona. The dad's on this candidacy for governor. The guy who works for him, Blair Underwood, says we need to get him out of the picture and not have him act this way, so they hire two actors, Taye Diggs and Anthony Anderson, to pretend to be thugs, and as this is what Blair Underwood says, you'll steer the black out of them. But it doesn't work out that way. Some people are annoyed by Jamie Kennedy, but I think he actually does a really good job with this. I thought it also had a nice little heart to it as well, about, you know, being yourself and don't let people change who you are. And then Kicking It Old School, this is about a kid in the 80s, around 1986. He's part of this group. They're doing this break dancing. He hits his head. It's in a coma for 20 years. Comes out of it. So he's still like a 12-year-old stuck in this 30-some-year-old body. And he's always thinking of the 80s. And he needs to get money because his parents had a lot of medical bills because of him in a coma. The dad is actually played by Christopher McDonald, who's the bad guy in Happy Gilmore. He's been in a lot of stuff. And he gets his friends back together. Now his friends include Miguel A. Nunez Jr., who is Joanna Man. He was in Friday the 13th Part 5. He was also in the first Return of the Living Dead. So that's Miguel back there. You also have Bobby Lee, who I've been watching his new podcast on YouTube called Tiger Belly. It's a very fun podcast. And I thought Bobby Lee and Miguel Nunez did a good job in the flick. Also, Michael Rosenbaum, who's good friends with Bobby Lee, and Bobby Lee actually interviewed him. Michael Rosenbaum was the Lex Luthor on Smallville. And it's hard for me to recognize him with hair, but yeah, he's sort of the villain in the film. And once again, I thought this was a flick that had a good heart on its shoulder. Yeah, not all the jokes worked, but I like the 80s aesthetic, the 80s references. I missed everything. I missed Gremlins 2. I missed Ghostbusters 2. And I thought the cast worked well, and I don't think it's nearly as bad as its reputation. You know, it's a decent time waster. It's not going to be your favorite comedy ever or anything. It's just, you know, I would probably put Malibu's Most Wanted a little bit above this, because I thought I got a few more chuckles out of that one than this one. But I still think it's worth a watch. It's worth a watch if the idea seems funny enough to you, or if you like the cast like I do, or just see something a little bit silly, but it has a little bit of heart to it. Other than that, we watched this Dead Pit on the Road Season 1. For those who don't know, Dead Pit was a horror talk radio show. Started around 2006. They don't really do much nowadays. They kind of sort of retired from that. They moved on with their lives. They've gotten married. I think Uncle Bill has kids. I haven't talked to them in years. Used to be on their message boards. Hell, I have this My Bloody Valentine and that Jacob's Ladder poster thanks to Uncle Bill. And they started a YouTube channel. I kind of wish they would have kept on their YouTube channel. I think if they would have reviewed other stuff on the road, not just horror movies, if they would have done like all sorts of movies, I think they'd be making, some good change on YouTube, especially when the ad revenue starts up. And just back then, you didn't really see a lot of people on the road and then reviewing movies, especially back here. But this is just like their stuff on YouTube, and people are like, well, why would you buy a DVD that you could just see on YouTube? Well, it's a good thing I did, because their review of Halloween, Rob Zombie's Halloween, got muted or got taken down, or I think it's like muted or something. The audio's muted because of, I guess, a piece of music they used or such on the YouTube video, but here you don't have any of that stuff. So this might be the only way you can see their review of Rob Zombie's Halloween now. And they went on the road. They reviewed The Abandoned, Dead Silence, The Hills of Ice 2, Grindhouse, 28 Weeks Later, Bug, Hostel 2, Captivity, Rob Zombie's Halloween, Saw 4, 30 Days of Night, and then a few features. So it was fun rewatching this again. Real quick, like The Abandoned, that's one of those 8 films to die for. I saw it once. I think pigs eat someone at one point, but it's like a boring ghost story. Dead Silence, that's a James Wan flick. It's a well-directed movie. I hate the ending to that film. I really don't like the ending to that. I think Donnie Wahlberg's in it. I thought he did a good job. I hate the ending. That's one of those films that the ending ruins it for me. So I never really care to rewatch it that much. But again, the acting, the atmosphere, the direction is well done. Hills of Ice 2, that's a bad... You know what? The Hills of Ice 2, it's not as good as the... It's a sequel to the remake of Hills of Ice. But I say that because there's like a very slim relatability between the two. And I'll admit this, I'm not a fan of the original Hills of Ice. I love Wes Craven. I miss Wes Craven. Love Shocker, Nightmare on Elm Street, Wes Craven's New Nightmare, Serpent and the Rainbow, People Under the Stairs. I've never been a fan of his Last House on the Left. I actually like the remake more. I'm not a fan of his Hills of Ice. I love the remake of Hills of Ice by Alexander Aja. One of the reasons I love that remake is because the third act becomes sort of a gory spaghetti western. It really does. Because, like, the hero, and he's battered up and bloody, and, like, the music reminds me of like a cool spaghetti western thing. Maybe spaghetti western is the wrong word. It becomes a gory revenge movie. Maybe that's the better way to put it. Spaghetti western. And my sick head got fucked that up, but the third, it really does. It's like a gory, brutal revenge movie. Just the hero, back when I had hair, and I just started shaving it when I went bald, so I just fucking shave it. And I had the shirt on. I kind of looked like the lead guy in the Hills of Ice remake. That's another thing I thought was cool. It's like killing Pluto, stabbing the flag in his neck, and then taking the pickaxe, stabbing a motherfucker in the eye, and using a shotgun and then the score blaring. Love that. But The Hills of Ice 2, which was what, 2007 or such, I didn't mind it as a dumb slasher movie. I don't know. I don't hate The Hills of Ice 2. I like it more than the original Hills of Ice 2 with the fucking dog flashbacks. But it was just sort of a dumb slasher movie. I like the idea there was like these military or like National Guard guys. And again, not a patch on. But I would rather watch that than the original Hills of Ice. I know I'm going to get people pissed off, but The Hills of Ice 2, as a dumb slasher movie, I've seen much worse slasher movies. I mean, fuck. Final Exam is a much worse slasher movie than The Hills of Ice 2 from 2007 or whatever. I think 2007 or 2006, somewhere around there. I can't remember. 2006, 2007. I can't remember when that movie came out. I haven't seen it in a while, but I had dumb fun with it. Grindhouse, great. I saw that in the theater. That was a great experience. 28 Weeks Later, I reviewed on here when I reviewed 28 Days Later. I thought it was a sequel that had some good actors like Jeremy Renner. The acting was not the good acting, some nice set pieces. I like it less than 28 Days Later. I have issues with it. The ending being one of them. It sets itself up for another sequel, and then that never happened. I mean, they've been talking about 28 months later for years. That's never going to happen. So 28 days later, I mean 28 weeks later I don't mind, but I do think it's a step down from the first one. Again, I reviewed it on this channel for those who want to watch that. Bud, it's a piece of shit by William Friedkin. It's pretty much watch 100 minutes of Ashley Judd go crazy because another guy talks to her and he's like this paranoid, oh, these guys, the government's chasing me, they put these bugs in me, but the bugs don't exist. Just a guy who's fucked up and crazy, and somehow he turns Ashley Judd fucked up and crazy. Probably one of the reasons, like, she has issues because her child was kidnapped or killed or something. I forget which. But it's just like, hey, you want to see a guy turn a girl crazy enough so they burn each other up in a motel room and kill each other? There's Bud. Piece of shit. Hostel 2, piece of shit. Hostel 1, I liked the finale. This makes that finale pointless because it kills the lead character off in the first 10 minutes. And then he just redid the first one only as chicks. Fuck Hostel 2. Captivity is a piece of shit. Was it Elijah Cuthbert or someone in it? It's just, girl gets kidnapped. She gets drugged. Her fucking dog even gets drugged. Yeah, not only does a guy drug her, drugs her dog. And fucking bullshit torture porn. Whatever the fuck. Rob Zombie's Halloween, I ranted on that long ago. That movie's a piece of shit. And they ranted on the movie too, which was fun. I'm not going to the Rob Zombie's Halloween. Take me 20 minutes just to do that. Saw 4, lame. The only Saw films I really liked are the first two. After that, I don't give a shit about the Saw movies. Yeah, there's a couple of fun deaths and gore scenes. That's it. I don't know. I also don't like what they did with the Donnie Wahlberg character in Saw 4. 30 Days a Night is okay, but I don't know. It's a cool idea, It has some nice set pieces. I don't mind Josh Hartnett, but I don't know if he was right for that role. I don't hate him like other people do. I don't mind him in Halloween H2O. I don't mind him in The Faculty. I think he does a really good job in The Faculty, actually. I think he's one of the best parts of that movie. I don't mind him in Hollywood Homicide. Because I'm one of the only people that likes Hollywood Homicide with Harrison Ford. But that one, he's alright. I just don't know if he was the right fit for it. I don't know, for some reason I remember that there wasn't as much action as I thought there was going to be, or there wasn't as much... Just something about it. I would say overall I don't mind the film, but it's just something I can't put my finger on. I've seen the film a long time. So, that one I'll wait until I rewatch the film, but yeah, it was fun revisiting this. Then been watching a bit of Reno 911, which I have a couple other seasons. Fun show. It's a parody take on Cops. Thought the actors do a good job. It's film like Cops, and you get a lot of entertaining circumstances happening. Pretty funny show. Been really enjoying rewatching this. The only problem I have with it is when it got to the later seasons, like the last season, they killed off some of these characters. Like they killed off this guy here without the glare. They killed this guy off, this blonde lady off, and I think they killed her off too. At least something about these guys, they weren't sure they wanted to do another season, or something about contract. I don't know what the reason for it being, but that was stupid. And you didn't need to kill them off. You could have said they quit, they retired. Hell, it's a silly show anyway. Not supposed to take it seriously at all. You just say they just ran off together in a three-way to Mexico. You could have fucking said anything. It's a silly show anyway. I'm not repeating myself. But yeah, that's why. I think I actually used to have that last season. I just got rid of it. I just fucking sold it because I was pissed off. But anyway, fun show. I'm not really doing any in-depth review on it because I'm rewatching the second season, so I haven't even gone that far. But even after that, it's hard to review a comedy show. I mean, it's pretty much what's funny to me doesn't mean it's funny to you. But yeah, that's just me sort of randomly talking about films, ranting on MVD, which does sound like an STD. And if they keep fucking up, they will be like an STD, as in I don't want you near me. Anyway, thanks for watching, take care, and we will see you guys later. Bye-bye.